Japan is changing again, faster than ever. From airport rules and tax-free refunds to the prices you'll pay at temples and hotels, 2025 is rewriting the playbook for travelers. And if you don't know what's new, you might waste hours or yen on things that used to be simple just a year ago. If you're planning a trip to Japan in 2025, today's video will save you stress, time, and probably a few thousand yen. We'll cover 9 essential updates, from Japan's new entry system and upcoming Japan ESTA to the tax-free refund overhaul, Kyoto's rising hotel tax, and major transport changes like the unified Shinkansen system. So grab a notebook because these are the updates every 2025 traveler should know. Number 1. The Smart Entry Era. How Visit Japan Web became essential. The moment your plane lands at Haneda or Narita, you'll see it. 2 separate lines. One moves quickly, almost gliding through passport control. The other crawls. The difference? One group used Visit Japan Web, the official digital entry platform, and the other didn't. Since its launch in 2022 and full integration by 2024, Japan's immigration and customs have relied on this website, not an app, to pre-register visitor information. It replaces most of the old paper forms, though travelers who prefer paper can still fill them out manually. So why does it matter in 2025? Because Japan's tourism numbers are breaking records again. According to JNTO, more than 3.37 million visitors arrived in June 2025 alone. That means lines at airports are getting long, especially during holidays and late-night arrivals. Using Visit Japan Web isn't mandatory yet, but it's the fastest path through immigration, and the government strongly recommends it for all foreign travelers. The process is simple. Before you fly, visit the official site, create an account, and fill out your customs and immigration details. You'll receive a QR code on the screen. Be cautious of fake websites or mobile apps. Registration is always free. Ensure your phone is fully charged. While some travelers take screenshots of their QR codes, it is best to be prepared to show the codes directly from the website, as airport Wi-Fi can be unreliable, and some officials may require the live version. When you arrive, head to the Visit Japan Web lane, show your passport and QR code, and you're done. What's more, the platform automatically links your customs declaration, so you don't need to fill out a second form. Everything is stored digitally, reducing mistakes and time wasted on corrections. It may sound small, but this one step sets the tone for your entire trip. Smooth entry means less stress and more time for ramen, temples, or that first sip of vending machine coffee after the flight. Number 2. Japan ESTA. Your homework. Before takeoff. Imagine this. You've just packed your bags, printed your itinerary, and double-checked your passport. You think you're ready for Japan. But in a few years, possibly sooner than expected, you might also need to complete one more step before you even board the plane. It's called JESTA, short for Electronic System for Travel Authorization. Modeled after the US ESTA program, Japan's version will require travelers from visa-exempt countries like the US, UK, Australia, Canada, Singapore, and much of Europe to pre-register their travel details online. The system's goal is to enhance border security and shorten airport queues. It is planned for around 2027 to 2028, but no official launch date has been confirmed. Here's how it will work. Before your flight, you'll log into the official MOFA Japan ESTA portal, not yet active. You'll fill in your passport number, accommodation addresses, and a brief travel plan. Once approved, you'll receive a digital authorization valid for multiple entries within a set period. For most travelers, this won't be a big deal. In fact, it could make things easier. When Japan ESTA goes live, the immigration system will already have your information. That means fewer questions at the counter, and hopefully smoother e-gate processing, especially during peak seasons when millions of visitors flood airports like Narita and Kansai. But there's an important warning. Fake Japan ESTA websites are already appearing online. pretending the system is live and charging fees for early registration. The real program hasn't launched yet. Until the Ministry of Foreign Affairs announces the official domain, do not enter your personal or payment details anywhere else. So what should you do right now? If you're planning to travel in 2025, you don't need Japan ESTA yet. But stay alert. Bookmark Japan's official government website and check for updates. You can also subscribe to the Japan National Tourism Organization (JNTO) newsletter, which posts travel advisories in real time. From my experience guiding travelers, the biggest challenge isn't filling out forms, it's finding out about changes too late. Think of Japan ESTA as your homework before takeoff. Spend 10 minutes preparing at home, and you'll save 30 minutes standing in line at immigration. Number 3. Tax-free shopping 2.0. Refund at the airport, not the store. If you've ever traveled to Japan before, you probably remember the thrill of tax-free shopping. That little moment when the cashier smiles, checks your passport, and knocks 10% off your total instantly. It felt almost magical. A quiet thank you from Japan to every traveler who came to spend and explore. But starting November 1st, 2026, that magic moment will change forever. According to Japan's Ministry of Finance, the country will officially switch from an instant discount system to a refund-based model. In other words, you'll pay the full price at the store first, including the 10% consumption tax, and then claim your refund at the airport before departure. It sounds like a small change, but it will completely reshape the shopping experience for international travelers. Here's why. For years, Japan's system was one of the simplest in the world. Spend over 5,000 yen in one day at a single store, show your passport, and boom! No tax. Many tourists loved it, and so did retailers. But as travel rebounded after 2023, some visitors started abusing the system, buying tax-free products, reselling them within Japan, and making a profit. That kind of misuse prompted a national review. Officials realized that if Japan wanted to maintain fairness while protecting small businesses, it had to follow global standards, like Korea, France, and Germany, where refunds happen after departure, not instantly at the counter. So, what does this mean for you as a traveler in 2025 and beyond? First, keep your receipts. When you make a purchase at a tax-free store, you'll now receive documentation that you'll need to present at the airport. Second, allow extra time before your flight, at least 30 to 45 minutes if you plan to claim refunds. There will be designated counters in the secure departure area at airports such as Haneda, Narita, and Kansai. Third, be ready for verification. Customs officers may ask to see the items you're taking out of Japan, so keep your shopping sealed and accessible until after security. There are a few silver linings, though. Under the new model, the 500,000 yen purchase limit will be removed, meaning you can now buy high-value items tax-free, from watches to electronics. And consumables like snacks or cosmetics will no longer require those complicated sealed bags, which used to slow down checkout counters. Still, it's smart to adjust your expectations. Don't plan to spend your entire refund on omiyage at the gate. It may take a few days for the refund to process, depending on your payment method and refund provider. So, what should you do right now? If your Japan trip is before late 2026, enjoy the current instant discount era while it lasts. But if you're traveling in winter 2026 or beyond, start planning around the refund process. Group your big purchases, keep receipts neatly organized, and reserve that extra time at the airport. Because in Japan, every minute and every yen still counts. Number 4. Kyoto 2026. Lodging tax and the dual pricing debate. Let's talk about money, not souvenirs or sushi, but the price of simply being in Japan. Starting in March 2026, Kyoto, one of Japan's most visited cities, is planning to introduce one of its biggest travel changes yet, a progressive lodging tax, potentially reaching up to 10,000 yen per person, per night for luxury stays. That's not a typo. The new system will calculate the tax based on room rates. Budget stays might see only a small increase, a few hundred yen. But premium ryokan or luxury hotels around Gion, Arashiyama, or Higashiyama could add thousands of yen in nightly surcharges. Why is this happening now? Because Kyoto is struggling under the weight of its own success. In 2024, the city hosted over 53 million visitors, both domestic and international. Crowded buses, overflowing trash bins, noise complaints, and rising rents caused by short-term rentals have frustrated residents for years. City officials argue the new tax is essential to fund infrastructure, crowd management, and cultural preservation. But Kyoto isn't alone. Tokyo and Osaka already have smaller lodging taxes, and several prefectures, from Hokkaido to Okinawa, are considering similar policies. What makes Kyoto's 2026 version stand out is its scale and timing. It arrives just as global tourism fully rebounds. Now, that's not the only financial shift travelers will face. Across Japan, the concept of dual pricing, separate rates for residents and tourists, is gaining traction. It started quietly. Ski resorts in Nagano's Hakuba Valley began charging more for foreign lift passes, arguing that the revenue helps maintain local facilities. Then, in Himeji City, home to the UNESCO World Heritage Himeji Castle, officials confirmed a new system beginning March 2026. Residents pay 1,000 yen, while non-residents pay 2,500 yen. Some attractions in Okinawa are also experimenting with this idea. Opinions are split. Some call it unfair, others say it's practical. After all, Japanese taxpayers already fund the maintenance of these heritage sites. So, is this discrimination or sustainability? Perhaps a bit of both. Japan's concept of fairness often revolves around contribution, not nationality. Many locals see it not as charging foreigners more, but as sharing the responsibility. Still, transparency matters. You shouldn't be surprised at checkout. Expect some menus or attraction boards to list two prices, one for residents, one for visitors. Don't take it personally. It's part of Japan's evolving tourism policy, balancing hospitality with preservation. Here's a practical takeaway. When booking hotels in Kyoto after March 2026, double-check whether the accommodation tax is included in the price. On platforms like Booking.com or Agoda, it's often listed in fine print. Some ryokans still collect it in cash at check-in, so having a few thousand yen ready is always smart. And if you're visiting Kyoto on a budget, consider staying outside the city center. Areas like Otsu in Shiga Prefecture or Nagaokakyo in western Kyoto offer beautiful scenery, direct train access, and lower taxes. Because at the end of the day, Kyoto isn't closing its doors to visitors. It's just trying to breathe, to protect the beauty that made the world fall in love with it in the first place. Number 5. No tourist zones. Respecting Japan's invisible borders. If you've ever wandered through the narrow back streets of Kyoto's Gion district at dusk, you know how magical it feels. The glow of lanterns, the faint sound of geta clogs on stone, the hush before a maiko turns the corner. But what you might not know is that parts of Gion are officially off-limits to tourists. These no-tourist zones aren't about hostility, they're about balance. For years, locals in historic districts like Gion, Kanazawa's Higashi-Chaya, and even the villages of Shirakawa-go have faced problems most travelers never see. Blocked doorways, cameras shoved into private homes, and tourists entering residential alleys in search of the perfect shot. What began as admiration slowly became intrusion. In 2024, Kyoto's city government finally stepped in. Certain private alleys near Hanamikoji Street, the heart of the Geisha district, are now restricted to residents and registered businesses. Visitors who ignore the signs may be fined up to 10,000 yen, though enforcement is still light and mostly educational. It's easy to see these stories online and think, Japan doesn't want tourists anymore. But that's not true. In fact, Japan's national tourism target for 2030 aims for over 60 million international visitors per year, nearly double the pre-pandemic record. The country still wants visitors, It just wants to protect the spaces that make Japan feel authentically Japanese. Think of it this way. When a place becomes too famous, it risks losing its soul. So how do you travel respectfully in this new landscape? Here are a few simple habits that go a long way. 1. Stick to main streets unless signs or locales invite you in. 2. Avoid photographing private homes or people without consent, especially geisha and maiko. 3. Visit early mornings or late evenings, when crowds are smaller and experiences feel more intimate. Number 6. Transport updates, Shinkansen integration and luggage zones. If you've ever tried booking bullet train tickets in Japan, you've probably noticed something confusing. You go to one website for the Tokyo-Kyoto route, another for the Tokyo-Sendai line, and yet another for trips to Hiroshima or Kanazawa. You create multiple accounts, get lost in translation, and end up wondering why Japan, the home of Shinkansen perfection, makes online booking feel so outdated. Well, that's finally changing. Japan's major railway companies, JR East, JR Central, and JR West, will begin merging their online booking systems. The goal is to create a unified reservation platform by the end of fiscal year 2027. This means that whether you're traveling on the Tokaido Shinkansen, Tokyo-Osaka, the Hokuriku Shinkansen, Tokyo-Kanazawa, or even the Shinyo line, Osaka-Hiroshima, you'll soon be able to plan and pay for your entire journey on one site, without logging in twice or switching between Smart EX and Econet. It sounds technical, but it's a huge deal for travelers. Right now, Japan has over 1,000 Shinkansen departures per day, and more than half of international tourists take at least one during their trip. When these systems finally merge, you'll be able to view all routes, seats, and schedules in one clean interface, much like Japan's vision for seamless travel before the 2030 World Expo in Osaka. And there's more good news, especially for those of us who travel with big suitcases. Since 2020, large luggage on the Shinkansen has been a source of frustration. Previously, passengers raced to claim the back row luggage space, often arguing over it. Japan Railway then introduced a reservation rule. If your bag's total dimensions exceed 160 centimeters, you must book a special, oversized luggage seat at the back of the car. That policy worked well, but the next update will make things even better. Starting July 2025, JR will launch a trial luggage zone system on select trains. Some carriages will feature new storage racks located between cars, near restrooms and doors, making it easier to stow large suitcases without blocking aisles or overhead racks. The experiment will start with the Tokaido and Sanyo Shinkansen lines and gradually expand based on passenger feedback. If all goes well, this could become a standard feature nationwide by 2027. For travelers, here's the takeaway. If you're carrying big bags, reserve seats early and check your train type. The reservation site will clearly mark which carriages include the new storage space. And if your luggage is too heavy to lift, or you just want to travel light, consider using Yamato Transport's Takyuban service. For around 2,000 yen per suitcase, they'll deliver it directly to your hotel or airport overnight. It may sound small, but these updates are part of a bigger vision: Japan's move toward fully integrated, stress-free mobility before 2030. Imagine landing at Haneda, booking a Shinkansen to Kyoto on your phone in English, tracking your luggage in real time, and never once feeling lost. That's the Japan the government is building now. A Japan that moves as gracefully as the trains themselves. Number 7. Flight expansion and peak travel season tips. Every few years, Japan quietly rewrites its flight map, and 2025 will be one of those years. After several seasons of limited capacity, Japan's skies are opening wider than ever. The nation's two giants, All Nippon Airways, ANA, and Japan Airlines, JAL, have both announced major international expansions beginning October 2025, just in time for the winter and spring travel boom. Let's start with the numbers. According to ANA's latest investor release, its international flight capacity will rise about 6% year over year, the biggest single-season jump since borders reopened. That means more seats, more schedules, and, hopefully, slightly lower average fares. JAL, meanwhile, is reviving long-paused routes and boosting frequency on key connections. Narita and Melbourne moves from 3 weekly flights to daily service, restoring the Australia-Japan link that's been in high demand since 2023. Narita and Shanghai resumes after a multi-year pause, strengthening regional travel between Japan and China. Additional capacity is being added on Hong Kong, Mumbai, and Brussels routes, reflecting surging demand from both business and leisure travelers. Why does this matter for you as a visitor? Because Japan's peak seasons, late December to April and October to November, are busier than ever. A record number of travelers from Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America are expected to arrive in 2025, pushing airport traffic beyond pre-pandemic levels. Even with the new flights, competition for the best schedules will be fierce. Here's where smart timing makes all the difference. If you plan to visit Japan between Christmas and Hanami, cherry blossom season, start watching flight prices at least 3 months in advance. The sweet spot for round-trip tickets is usually around 90–120 days before departure. Once you see a fare that fits your budget and time, grab it. Japan's dynamic pricing system rewards early decision-makers. And don't forget about secondary airports. While most travelers look only at Narita or Haneda, Japan has quietly expanded access through Kansai International, KIX, Chubu Centrair, Nagoya, and even new Chitos is Sapporo. Many airlines now operate open-jaw tickets, letting you land in Tokyo and fly home from Osaka or vice versa. This not only saves time, but can shave off a domestic flight cost entirely. Another travel hack is mixing airlines. ANA and JAL both participate in large global alliances, meaning you can combine legs with carriers like Qantas, British Airways, or United Airlines, and still collect miles or points. In busy months, these code shares can offer better timing than the flagship routes themselves. But more flights don't just mean cheaper tickets. They also reshape the rhythm of your trip. Late-night arrivals are becoming more common, especially at Haneda, where new slots open after 10 p.m. That's convenient if you want to maximize your first day in Japan. But be mindful. Most airport rail services close by midnight. The solution? Pre-book a shared taxi or airport transfer app. There's another silver lining to all these new routes. As capacity grows, ANA projects that average fares could decline by roughly 5%, compared with 2023, especially on Asia-Pacific routes. That won't erase peak season surcharges entirely, but it should make Japan slightly more accessible for long-haul travelers again. So as you plan your 2025 adventure, whether it's chasing autumn leaves in Kyoto or skiing fresh powder in Hokkaido, think of Japan's new flight map as an invitation. More planes in the sky mean more ways to arrive, more freedom to explore, and fewer excuses to postpone the trip you've been dreaming about. Number 8. Hidden Airline Rule: Portable Battery Safety. From July 2025, a simple act like charging your phone mid-flight could get you in trouble. If you don't know Japan's new airline rule. According to the Japan Civil Aviation Bureau, JCAB, all 23 Japanese airlines, including ANA, JAL, and budget carriers like Peach Aviation, will enforce updated safety regulations on portable lithium batteries and power banks. These rules were introduced after multiple overheating incidents on flights worldwide, cases on Korean and Hawaiian carriers, where batteries ignited in overhead bins, forcing emergency landings. Japan, known for its caution and precision, decided it's time to tighten the standards. Here's what every traveler needs to know. As of July 1, 2025, no portable battery or power bank may be stored in overhead compartments. You must keep them in a visible and accessible spot, either in your pocket, your small handbag, or under the seat in front of you. The rule applies to all flights departing, arriving, or connecting within Japan. Before you pack, take a quick look at your charger's watt-hour rating, usually printed in small text on the back or side. Under 100 watt-hour, allowed freely. Most smartphones, tablets, small power banks. Between 100 to 160 watt-hour, you may carry up to 2 units. Over 160 watt-hour, completely prohibited on all Japanese airlines. The same rule applies to spare lithium camera batteries. If you're a content creator or photographer, store them in carry-on, never checked luggage. Japan's aviation safety laws are strict. Violations can lead to confiscation at security or even denial of boarding in extreme cases. The logic behind Japan's new rule is the same: better safe than sorry. The policy also aligns with global standards set by IATA, International Air Transport Association, ensuring smooth transitions for travelers connecting through other countries. Here's a quick travel checklist for 2025. 1. Label check your power banks. Make sure the watt-hour is printed clearly. 2. Pack smart. Keep batteries in carry-on, never checked luggage. 3. Use certified brands. Avoid cheap, unbranded chargers bought online. 4. Don't overcharge on board. Plug in only when needed. It's a small thing, but I've seen travelers miss flights over forgotten batteries in their luggage. Don't let that be you. Because in Japan, safety isn't just a rule, it's a culture. And following these details is part of what makes traveling here feel so quietly organized and secure. Number 9. Everyday travel essentials. SIMs, IC cards, and cash. Let's be honest, no matter how beautiful Japan is, nothing kills the excitement of arrival faster than landing at the airport with no Wi-Fi, no cash, and no idea which train to take. That's why, in 2025, mastering the small details of connectivity, cash, and transportation cards can completely change how your trip feels. Let's start with the most essential: internet access. Japan is one of the world's safest and most convenient countries, but free public Wi-Fi still isn't reliable enough for travelers. Luckily, things have improved dramatically since 2024. You now have 3 solid options when you land at Narita, Haneda, or Kansai: a physical SIM card, an eSIM, or a pocket Wi-Fi device. If you're traveling solo or as a couple, eSIMs are the future. Brands like Japan Wireless and Ubigi now let you activate coverage in under 5 minutes, right from your phone. You scan a QR code, restart your device, and you're instantly connected to high-speed 5G. The average cost for unlimited data in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka is around 800 to 1,000 yen per day, and you can even set it up before leaving your home country. The best part? No SIM swapping, no store lines, and no chance of losing that tiny plastic card mid-trip. But if you're traveling in a group, say a family of 4 or 5, pocket Wi-Fi is often more economical. You rent one small device, everyone connects, and you split the cost. Pocket Wi-Fi counters are located right after customs at major airports, and some vending machines even rent them automatically with credit card payment. Now, once you're connected, let's talk about how you move and pay. Japan's IC cards, such as Suica, Pasmo, and Icoca, are your all-in-one keys to convenience. They work not just for trains and buses, but also at vending machines, convenience stores, and even restaurants. Tap once, done. Each card requires a 500 yen refundable deposit, and you can easily recharge it at any ticket machine or convenience store. If you're visiting for less than a month, consider getting the Welcome Suica card, available at Haneda and Narita airports and major JR East stations. It doesn't require a deposit and expires automatically after 28 days. Perfect for short-term visitors. Or, if you're an iPhone user, there's an even better option: Mobile Suica. You can load it directly onto Apple Wallet, top it up with a credit card, and never worry about losing the physical card. Unfortunately, Android users still need the physical version for now, but it's fast and easy to buy at the airport's JR ticket counters. Finally, cash. Despite Japan's tech-savvy image, cash is still king in 2025. Small eateries, temples, and even some ryokans still prefer yen notes. The good news? Finding money in Japan is safer and easier than ever. Exchange just enough at the airport, around 5,000 yen per person, for transportation and a quick meal. The rates there are never the best. Once you reach the city, use 7-Bank or Japan Post ATMs, both of which offer English menus and accept major debit and credit cards. You can withdraw directly in yen, often at better rates than any money exchange counter. So before you start exploring, take 15 minutes at the airport to secure these 3 essentials: internet, IC card, and cash. Do that, and your Japan trip will feel effortless from the moment you leave the arrivals gate. So, if you found today's guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Stories of Japan and turn on the bell. Drop a comment below and tell me, which 2025 rule surprised you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your own travel plans for next year.